Hi friends! I suddenly had a crazy thought. What if planets could float in water? Imagine a large planet with so many rings like Saturn floating on water. Wouldn't it look beautiful? So do you think a planet like Saturn that is 9 times bigger than Earth can float on water? We know that a plastic bottle floats. Certain kinds of balls float and even a bird's feather floats. Whereas heavy objects like golf balls or stones or some metal items like coins tend to sink. Ever wondered why only some things float in water and some simply sink? Let's take two kinds of objects, for example, a coin and an empty plastic bottle. If you drop them in the water, which one do you think will float and which one do you think will sink? We know that heavy objects sink. So the coin looks heavy, right? And the empty plastic bottle looks very light, right? So I think the coin will sink and the plastic bottle will float. Let's see if I'm correct. Yay! The coin did sink and the plastic bottle is floating. But why does this happen? Let's take an object. This object has a weight, right? I mean, everything has a weight because everything is made of particles. Now, if you look closely, everything is made of molecules. So let's zoom inside an object and look at the molecules. This object has so many molecules and seems to be tightly packed, and the other object has so few molecules and it seems to be loosely packed. These molecules and Earth's gravity that is constantly pulling gives an object its weight. Let's see here. This is an object here. Now look. This is the arrow which shows an object being pulled down by gravity. So the amount by which an object is being pulled down is the weight of an object. Similarly, water has molecules as well that have an upward force. So these molecules constantly keep pushing the water upwards, creating an upward force. So the upward push of the water constantly increases until it is in balance with the weight of the object, which helps an object float. Confused? Let's take an example of a very muscular man and a little boy playing tug-of-war. It is understood that the muscular man is going to be heavier than the little boy, right? So who do you think will win the tug-of-war? The little boy or the muscular man? If the muscular man pulls the rope, the little boy will lose, right? Because the muscular man is heavier and stronger. Similarly, a heavier object is much heavier than water, hence the object sinks because the heavy object's weight or downward force is more or stronger than the upward force of water. Whereas when an object is light, or you can say when an object has loosely packed molecules, the weight acting downwards is equal or less than to the upward force of water. Hence, an object floats. Interesting, right? Now, let's explore whether a big planet like Saturn can float on water. All the planets in our solar system are very heavy because some are made of rocks and some are simply of certain sizes and masses that make the planet very heavy. All the planets except Saturn will sink in water because Saturn, although it is so huge, is mostly made of gas and is lighter than water. That is why Saturn is the only planet in our solar system that can float on water. Alas, since Saturn is 9 times bigger than our planet Earth, it won't be possible to find a big swimming pool here to see Saturn float. But what an amazing planet Saturn is, right?